Yeah, that's right, Missy. This building has been renovated a couple of times. Constructed ultimately originally in the 1880s, renovated in 1913, completely changed, renovated again in 1936. Today, guests are going to be able to come back into the Mammoth Hotel. We're going to talk with Peter Galindo from the park about that in just a minute. But more importantly than ready for guests, this building is truly ready for the future.
The best part of these projects is that these hotels, they're really a cultural icon for our park. And it's an opportunity for the public to experience history in a very meaningful way, staying in these rooms. You know, how often do you get to stay in a historic hotel?
And starting today, you can once again stay in this historic hotel at Mammoth Hot Springs. The original hotel was built in 1882, remodeled in 1913, and then again in 1936. And that's the way it stood until 2017. Earthquake stabilization and lobby upgrades were part of that Phase 1 project. Phase 2 focused on the guest rooms.
Very exciting. We started the lobby work 2-3 years ago, and now we've been doing this work. And so when we're done, hopefully we're going to be done, and won't have to come back and do more work on this hotel for quite a while.
What was 110 guest rooms, some with bathrooms, most having to share facilities down the hall, is now a state-of-the-art lodging facility. The electrical and plumbing are up to code. The building is ADA compliant thanks to the addition of an elevator. Fire protection was added. Sprinklers weren't standard in 1930s construction. Basically, the $22.7 million renovation keeps this historic structure looking and feeling like it always has, while giving the guests modern comforts not found in the 1930s.
They'll still be able to have just a wonderful experience, but they're going to be a little more comfortable, especially in the summer when the rooms get kind of hot, they'll stay cooler now. And in the winter, when the rooms get kind of cold, they'll stay warmer. They'll be much more comfortable.
The hotel has been closed since last winter, so crews could finish the work on the guest rooms.
All right, we are joined live this morning by Peter Galindo, the man you just saw in that story. Peter, that was back in June. A lot has changed here at Mammoth Hotel. How do you feel about where we are today?
Oh, I'm super excited to be here today. You know, it's kind of, I was thinking this morning, it's like a graduation of your kids. Right. It's like there's all these years of struggle and work and toil, and then suddenly you're at the day when it's done. And we're very excited to be here today.
Well, that's kind of the way this looks, too. The rooms don't look all that different for the most part than they did 5, 10, 30 years ago. That was done by design. But behind it, they've definitely grown up, much like your kid who's graduating. I guess that's a really nice analogy. Talk to me about some of the finer features that your guests will probably never know about.
You know, that was our goal, and I appreciate that comment. Yes, we upgraded all the wiring, all the plumbing, and most importantly, all the seismic. You know, we're in a Zone D seismic area, which is the same as California or Alaska. And so seismic strength is extremely important to us here. And all that work for the seismic is buried beneath the walls, under the plaster, under the paint, and the guests will never notice it. But in an earthquake, it's good to have. So we're good to go.
Yet the historic features of this building are here. It still feels very much like it did if you had come here 10 years ago, 60 years ago. And I know that was, again, by design.
Absolutely, absolutely. In fact, in many of the rooms, we took all the historic fixtures and marked them and saved them and then reinstalled them, the faucets, the bathtubs, the sinks, the toilets, in specific rooms, so they have all historic fixtures in them. But the other rooms have replicas of those same historic fixtures, and so they all look historic. All the rooms look historic.
Before we sign this off quickly, talk to me about the lights in the hallway, because there's a great story with them. The hallway lights are different than they were, but they're all a part of the hotel.
That's correct. All those hallway lights used to be in the guest rooms, and we moved them out of the guest rooms and had them refurbished and then reinstalled in the hallways, and then historically appropriate new light fixtures in all the guest rooms.
That's fantastic. Again, Peter Galindo, the project manager for the Mammoth Hotel renovation, joining us live this morning. Peter, thank you. Congratulations. It's fantastic.
Thank you very much.
And you're done now.
yeah, we're done here.
That's what we wanted to hear. Again, Peter Galindo joining us live. I am Chet Lehman live at the Mammoth Hotel. We're going to take a quick break here on Montana This Morning. Matt has your forecast and Missy has your headlines right after this.